Hey everybody, welcome back to Cojito's channel. Today I want to talk about, obviously big news in the Metazoo realm, but I want to talk about something first. So I've been leaving a lot of comments around about what I feel like the positives were with the way Metazoo has handled everything. I understand that it's different. It's going to be a different card game. That's kind of a given for obviously anything that's going to have such massive change. The one thing I want to bring up before we get into it is how it reminds me of the way that the Digimon card game changed their card layout, their background, and everything. So I'm going very high tech here with the printed picture. But if you see here, let's see if we can get this. So this side, I hate doing these like face camera videos or whatever because they're backwards. But anyway, this is the original Digimon card back, and this is the original front. If you can see, let's see, it's backwards, so that's not going to be very easy to read. But it's kind of overly complicated, and it didn't last very long in this card game. Now the new Digimon card game, they changed the back, which, you know, it doesn't scream Digimon to me like this one does, because it's the original screen logo for the TV show. But it's a nice background, just like the new Metazoo background is very nice. But if you look at the card, I mean, it's a lot more visually appealing than the old ones were. Granted, and I was around for the original Digimon card game, so I think that these look pretty good. But I understand that looks fantastic for the new player base. And that's kind of where I want to start with my thoughts and opinions on the Metazoo showcase. First, I think that the community as a whole was rather disappointed in the initial opening or the sneak peek, I should say, the sneak peek of Metazoo. The new Metazoo looks different. It doesn't look like our Metazoo. It doesn't look like something that we're familiar with. It looks like another card game with Metazoo cryptids slapped onto it, which was a great way to deal with the old community in the manner that we all knew it was going to be something different. We were hoping it would be more consistent with the original Metazoo, but it's not. It's changed a lot. We had to see that. I mean, obviously we were going to see it sooner or later, but by seeing that initial sneak peek, I believe that it allowed us over duration of time to get adjusted to the fact that it is a new Metazoo. I believe the biggest part, the part that I've been saying the most, is that it tempered expectations. I believe that a lot of us expected the new Metazoo to be a literal remake of the old Metazoo. That was never going to be the case. The old Metazoo failed. A lot of it had to do with management and such like that. But it was difficult for new players to get in. When I got into Metazoo, I heard about it a little bit here and there. But when I first got into Metazoo, I was right around the beginning of UFO. Trying to learn how to play the game was very difficult. I ended up having to watch a billion Metabros videos on them playing the card game with each other, which they were like godsend when it came to trying to learn how to play. But then I went to go play the online version and realized I didn't really still know how to play. The fact that this new Metazoo, their showcase was phenomenal. My favorite card that I saw out of all of them, and I want to say art-wise and everything, there's a bunch of cards that look nice, and there's a bunch of cards that I'm not really into, but that's neither here nor there. The showcase, that Mothman, that looks like the original Mothman, with the blue and the red universe in the background, not gonna lie, it kind of gives me a little bit of the Dragon Ball Z vibes with the two different universes, like when Goku was going Super Saiyan 4 or something, you know. That card alone showed me what the potential is. I understand there's some beasties, people don't like some cryptids. There are some that are in a Disney style. There are some, like the Tormentic, I think, no, SoCal TCG. One of the other YouTubers was talking about how the one Mothman, it looks like a creepy guy in an alley. All you see is the outline and the red eyes. Looks like a Disney bad guy, which I thought was hilarious, and that's a great way to put it. But I think that card's going to be an important part of the TCG moving forward. I want to say that the showcase did some really, really fantastic things. One, it showed us a lot of cards, the textures, the images. I like how they kept some cards a secret. Um, some of the other things that really uh, got to my attention. One, the magazine, which Metazoo Menace brought up, and I've seen the thing myself where um, people that used to buy off the old Metazoo, I don't remember the term they used, but they're supposed to be getting a copy of this magazine. I think that's a really smart move for promotion moving forward because a lot of the old Metazoo fan base wasn't very big on the new Metazoo. The new cards, it's very different. By sending this magazine out that's supposed to have 2 alpha decks with it, 2 for base set uh, booster packs, and a promo card. Mainly the alpha decks. I think that's going to be very important in the future of Metazoo because it is a deck built to be simplified to teach you the gameplay. On top of that, the new Metazoo has a whole series of videos on learn to play. Couldn't even imagine having one of those with the old Metazoo. I understand it was very overly complicated when it came to the different traits, the imagery, the changes of imagery for the traits and everything. I think that the new Metazoo is designed better for longevity. It is easier to introduce new players into the game. It is built to teach new players how to play the game along with the collectability side of it. I was a very big fan of Metazoo, and I was a very big fan of the community Metazoo bred. We had an amazing community, very generous, very friendly. I understand there's a dark side to it, but I was never part of that side of it, and I refuse to be part of a dark side of a community because at the end of the day, what's the point? What does it benefit if it's just knocking down? If you don't like something, if you don't say have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Um, I think that the showcase did a lot of positives for new Metazoo to the point where I picked up a couple booster boxes myself, which I wasn't planning on doing. Um, I've moved from old Metazoo into Cryptid Camp myself. I am actually going to be making a video like this about Cryptid Camp probably tomorrow. I want to put a little more thought and direction into the video as opposed to just a rambling session, more or less. I've been loving the community that I have over at Cryptid Camp. The camp counselors are fantastic. The campers are fantastic now that the Discord's open. I am hoping to still partake in the Metazoo community. I am enjoying what I'm seeing for potential growth in everything from like the gameplay, the community, even the secondary market. I want to see how it develops. I think it's built to last longer. Like Catching Cryptid said, we kind of had our own creepy, creepy cryptid cult, little alliteration thrown in there. And it was true because we did. Most of like the secondary market sales were just going back and forth between me, you, that guy, this guy, and trying to get it at the highs and not the lows. Kind of like watching the Pokemon card market now in the rises and crashes. But I think that it's going to be opening up. The new Metazoo is going to be opening up a whole new area where there's going to be new people involved. There's going to be new interest, and it's built to teach them how to play the game. I think that in the future it's going to be a good thing, but I also know that a lot of us old OG Metazoo guys are going to miss what Metazoo was, and that's fine because at the end of the day we still have our community. And one thing I did want to point out, and I was wondering if the new Metazoo did this on purpose for this reason, because the new Metazoo, Charlie Hurtlogger and all them, they know that a lot of guys end up holding the bag when Metazoo crashed. And then you see what's going on with the Gwo streams. Just nothing against the Gwo streams. I should probably rephrase that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say it how I'm saying it. The amount of cards that are being distributed now through the Gwo streams that were already in stock but not necessarily publicly known. A lot of the cards, like the Rat King promo, have dropped significantly because there's so many more of them than was initially stated to have been made. I'm kind of wondering if Metazoo used some of the old artwork, like throughout their cards and everything, to kind of pull people into possibly still keeping some interest in the secondary market for the original Metazoo. I know that's a weird way to think about it, but if we have, I'm going to use my favorite, Fresno Nightcrawlers, right? Like I have a sample Fresno Nightcrawlers. One just sold in a PSA 9 for like $350 right now. I noticed that the prices kind of seem to rebound a little bit as we're getting into the new Metazoo announcement and everything. Metazoo Menace has been keeping track with that, and it's been fantastic. Watching first edition booster boxes, Crypto Nation CN1. And it's interesting because as he's watching these, I want to see now that the announcement came out. I'm looking forward to next week's video because I've seen a little bit where the one guy couldn't even get a bid on a first CN1 box for $140, but that ended the day before the announcement, and the one that ended on the announcement sold for $150, you know. So it seems like there's a little rebound, possibly because of catching interest. And I will say that the new Metazoo seems to have a really good grasp on promotion. At first, we were all kind of like, God, they only have 3 weeks. I strongly believe that the way they did it was perfect in the way that old Metazoo fans saw the new design and were like, meh. The new fans and potential new fans got to see it straight, fresh. They never saw anything else before, right? Or they did, but it wasn't anything memorable, and they kind of, it's not like they're like, oh, what is this? This is not Metazoo. For them, it's a new card game, basically. And for us, it is too, for real. The duration it took between that initial sneak peek and the showcase, like I said, it was a great time to temper expectations and understand that this is a new card game. So I think that moving forward, I think they did that on purpose. They had it planned specifically to allow that tempering time, to be honest with you. And yeah, there's 3 weeks until the release. The one concern I do have, and I keep thinking about it while I'm talking through this video, but I keep forgetting to say it. People that ordered onesies and twosies of booster boxes, I ordered 2 booster boxes. My concern is that with this Poncho Alt Art booster box, love the idea, it looks great. My concern is that people that didn't order cases have 0 chance of getting an Alt Art booster box. That being said, with it being out in the open, that'd be like if you could look in a booster box of CN1 and you know this one has a red ink and all the other ones don't. Is the distributor going to sell that red ink one? Probably not, right? So, unless they were individually wrapped inside the case, like, they would have to be shrink wrapped, then like paper wrapped, and then shrink wrapped again, just to so that it was completely random on who got what, which I don't think they're going to do. But other than that, it looks great for a new card game. I think that I want to see what kind of other promotional stuff comes out in the next 3 weeks, but I will tell you that the idea of the Comic-Con cards that they're doing is awesome. I wish that I could go to a Comic-Con now, or a Collecticon, I'm sorry. They have, because, I mean, Metazoo is going to be there. They're going to have Cryptid Camp people there. So, I mean, like, seems great. Fortunately, the only thing I'm going to be showing up to this year is Squonkapalooza because work and responsibilities and, you know, obligations. But I think that that's really neat. I think that the Learn to Play is very neat. The Learn to Play series they're doing is fantastic. And above everything, the magazines and the alpha packs they're going to have, the alpha decks, are going to be a fantastic tool moving forward for the new Metazoo. So I think that's enough of my rambling. I hope that people have had the chance to temper their expectations like I did, and that the showcase was willing to, or was helped you decide if you wanted to at least get in a little bit. I'm not going all in like I did with Metazoo before, and keep in mind, I'm some regular guy. I'm not some big card shop or anything like this. I'm Joe Schmo that has a regular job and, you know, pays the bills and barely gets by, like a lot of us collectors are out there and us players and everything. But I was willing to dip in a little bit after that showcase because I think that there was enough positives in that showcase that, with the tempered expectations, made me feel justified in making that decision. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys keep collecting, keep doing what you want to do, and Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.